10 days ago, something important happened, but most people missed the news. Nearly 3 weeks after the landslide in Noney district of Manipur killed over 50 people, the search for missing people was called off. At the time of recording this video, 4 people remained missing. What lesson did we learn from the landslide? What is the way forward? My name is Kalyan Deb, and in this week's episode of Decoded, we will try to understand and explain why it is important to keep a close eye on the railway project in Manipur. Pursuing for months,
village of Assam,
In the 75th Independence Day,
on the intervening night of June 29 and 30, a massive landslide struck the railway construction site at Tupul near Makum area in Manipur's Noney district. In just a few hours, a project that promised so much to the region turned into the largest graveyard the Northeast had seen in recent years. Over the next 2 weeks, rescue operations continued 24/7. Experts from across the world took note and explained why the damage has been so catastrophic. But to get a better picture, we need to first understand how crucial this project is. Sure, post the landslide, several people questioned the project. But we will not. People far more competent than us and having much more expertise have time and again explained why this project is so crucial for the region. As an integral part of the Act East policy, this project is set to be completed by December 2023. The 111-kilometer Imphal-Jiribam railway line was constructed for about Rs 13,809 crores, involving the construction of nearly 63 kilometers of tunnels, the longest being 10.28 kilometers. All this in a hilly terrain, in a range prone to earthquakes, landslides and other natural disasters. In fact, a few months ago, the first goods trains arrived at the newly constructed Khongsang railway station in Manipur's Noney district. This was part of a trial run for the first passenger train from Jiribam via Rani Gandinliu and Thingo railway stations to reach Khongsang, covering about 62 kilometers. The Northeast Frontier Railway's chief engineer, Sandeep Sharma, among others, attended the event. It seemed a matter of time before Manipur would finally get its dedicated railway system by December 2023. Within hours of the landslide, it became clear that this was going to be a big tragedy. We just did not know how big. 10 missing, 20 missing, 40 missing, and so on it went. The rescue operations faced enormous challenges, incessant rains to begin with. The massive debris from the landslide also obstructed the Ijay river water, leading to accumulation of muddy water. We are going to keep this part short, simply because we have done several stories and testimonies from Noney, all of which are available here. The worst was in store for the North Bengal region after it emerged that among the non-locals who had died, most belonged to North Bengal and had been deployed as a part of the contingent of the Territorial Army. As expected, the landslide meant the government had to go into overdrive to try and understand the reasons behind such a tragedy and, more importantly, what they could do to ensure it doesn't happen again. A team consisting of Professor Arun Kumar and Manichandra Sanjojam of Manipur University, Thingujam Dolendro of GeoConsult India and Moirangthing Jabjit of Computer Gallery Imphal, along with officers of the Directorate of Environment and Climate Change, carried out the survey. The team observed that the fluctuation in the ongoing precipitation pattern is said to be one of the causes of the massive landslide, as it causes instability in the slopes. They pointed out that changing the land use patterns on the top of the hill, like deforestation, jhum cultivation, banana cultivation, might have accelerated the soil erosion process and can be the secondary factors for the recent landslide. The experts also pointed out that Manipur is included in the high seismic hazard zone, and a large earthquake in 2016 close to the landslide area activated the microseismicity in the area. According to the survey report, this could also have been one of the reasons behind the massive landslide that occurred on the night of June 29. The survey team also made some recommendations in order to avoid such eventuality in future. The first recommendation was to carry out a reassessment of slope stability analysis for open cuts and yards of the Jiribam-Tupul railway line. The survey team advised to carry out regular drone surveys to detect the mass movement along the open cuts and yards as well as beyond railway land boundary before and after monsoon season. One crucial recommendation was the installation of automatic weather stations for monitoring of weather data at major railway station sites from Jiribam to Tupul, as suggested by the survey team. They also said that installing slope failure monitors with web-enabled equipment at open cuts and yards can go a long way to prevent landslides in the future. The report further recommended that geology of the area cannot be changed. However, the innovation of new and emerging technologies and ideas will mitigate these disastrous situations. People who are working in the relevant fields and familiar with the terrain and geological conditions of the area should be engaged at the time implementing the above mentioned recommendations. Makwam residents pointed out to one of our contributors who wrote a wonderful article on this issue that no public consultation was done before the construction of the railway. In the words of Jiandai Gangme, the secretary of Makwam Village Council, even after the completion of the environmental impact assessment, railway officials never met the locals and there was no public consultation. The locals alleged the construction team did not pay heed to the villagers' advice during construction. When the authors spoke to the locals, they reiterated the same concerns. The environmental clearance process of screening, scoping, public consultation and appraisal according to the Environmental Assessment Notification of 2006 was violated. Details of these violations are also documented in Jiten Yumnam's book, Development Aggression. However, the NFR officials stated that the land was acquired after due consultation with the state machinery and locals. There has also been either silence or seemingly forced condolences on the part of the Union Cabinet, especially the Prime Minister. The social system of tribal villages in Manipur is such that decisions are made after a consensus among villagers and the village authority or council represents the decision. When people who have been deprived for generations are promised a better life through all the opportunities railway can offer, along with monetary compensation, it is only fair that they open doors for such opportunities. The state governments too, determined to improve the socio-economic conditions of the state, follow suit. It is in such harsh realities that the centre uses the power they have to push the agenda of development, no matter what it takes, be it skipping safety check processes or outrightly denying the grave mistakes they have committed. It is common to experience development works like that of the NFR in Manipur kept under the tight clutch of a complex network of local politicians, contractors and engineers. This powerful nexus of individuals and groups are well aware of the ground realities of the affected people, but are in a state of deep denial, pointing to the very modern and popular race for personal profit and careerism. In the end, this leaves only very little for the communities on the receiving end of the development-induced problems. Sure, the project which belongs to the Indian Railways means this is every Indian's project, but it would be wrong and unjust if in the name of national interest we continue to ignore indigenous knowledge. No one wants another landslide, but let us not forget that no one suffers more than those who have always lived in the region.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to EastMojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.